In 007 First Light, there's an extensive range of options when it comes to not being seen. You're encouraged to utilize your environment and gadgets to create opportunities to pass undetected or dispatch your enemies. You can always use your Q watch to scan for opportunities. Highlighted, you'll see things that can be interacted with, things that can explode, and more. There is a surprising amount of environmental destruction, so look for objects to drop on enemies' heads, barrels to blow up, pipes to rupture, and if all of that fails, look for opportunities to use your gadgets, the non-explosive of which keep you hidden from your foes. Sometimes though, you'll need to be patient and let the opportunities come to you, especially on the highest difficulty. You'll only activate License to Kill mode when enemies start firing on you, and when they do, you'll need to take them out quickly as Bond doesn't have much health under fire. Even equipped with a powerful weapon, it's sometimes better to shoot an explosive or destroy their cover. It's better to utilize your surroundings just like the movies. If you're sneaking and you're caught, you can bluff enemies to get a moment to breathe, to talk them down and keep hidden. Bluffing uses energy shown with a lightning symbol that you build by taking enemies down. So you can't spam your distract and bluff. What is interesting is that bluffing always has some contextual line that Bond whips out.
Guess cards come back.
I was told the bathroom's second door on the left. Clearly this is not second door on the left.
Showing the love the developers have for the series. So like mentioned, until the guns come out, you'll be using your gadgets and fists. Later on, you'll get silenced weapons which keep you out of combat, so there are exceptions to every rule. You'll unlock gadgets fairly early on from Q, and they make everything easier, which is why they consume either power or chemicals, which are limited resources you can top up around levels. To show you how strong they can be in a fight, here we have what happens when you're not playing well against two brutes. Now, see what happens when you're not playing well against two brutes, but using your gadgets.
Don't get up.
You see, it was a complete cakewalk. However, this is Bond and you're going to be against armies of enemies, not just two. Which is why you're going to want to know how to take them down when the shit hits the fan. Headshots are obviously the best way. However, it's even more so in this game than others, as it takes half a clip to take out an armored foe with body shots. Sometimes even more depending on the gun. Armored foes will have helmets, but it takes a shot or two to shoot off a helmet, then a single shot to kill in the head. You'll be running around the battlefield grabbing enemies' weapons all the time because ammo is low, so you don't want to waste ammo. You can also disarm an enemy with your laser gadget or shoot them in the hand, then run up and take them down instantly to really preserve your ammo. Once you get explosives, they take care of armored enemies much easier, but they do make a lot of noise. Now, although this is obvious to some, make sure to use cover. There isn't a dedicated button to snap into cover, so you might not realize you simply need to walk into it to be behind it. Better yet, crouch while walking into it. When you're behind cover, you can peek over by holding aim, but you can also blind fire while staying safe behind it or activate gadgets, making sure you take little to no damage until your cover gets destroyed, that is. Now, this is a quick one, but you could pause at any time, even during cutscenes, so don't let it play out when your wife is yelling something too softly to hear from the kitchen.
No assistance from anyone, MI6.
What? I can't hear you. When pulled into combat, don't be afraid to tactically retreat. You don't have a traditional health bar, instead, you'll slowly see red and then finally drop. What I like doing is throwing my gun at an enemy and using that opportunity to get away, or using a gadget, then using that opportunity to get away. As long as you can avoid damage for a small period of time, you will regenerate your health back up. Useful against sustained fire. Run away from damage, stay in cover, regenerate, then come out with your second wind. Now your grab is especially powerful. Grab counters a blocking enemy. If they're blocking, they can be grabbed. The only time they can't be is when they're attacking. Grab them and then directionally aim where you want to throw them. Into objects for big damage, or better yet, throw them off cliffs for an instant kill and a hilarious scream.
Talk too much anyway.
Always keep an eye out for the opportunity, as you're often teetering on edges. Sometimes you'll need to get past security or take something from within pockets of NPCs around a level, so you can do so by using your Q tool. Yes, it's more useful outside of combat. Either distract them with an object out in the world like a radio, or use the laser, dart, or smoke against the target. Walk up to them when they're distracted and swipe what you need or get into that restricted area. If something can't be taken because it's watched by others, you can distract the others by activating said radio or making something malfunction, and so on. Use the environment. When it comes to picking your gadgets for a mission, you are initially limited to 3, including your watch, which always stays on. So the 2 that you can pick from may still make for a hard choice. I recommend always picking one that uses energy and one that uses chemicals. This way you'll get more gadget uses, as you won't be making a difficult choice where to use your power. My personal MVP was the laser strap, as it's used to great effect both in and out of combat. Opening locks so you can get past, blinding people so you can steal from them, and blowing things up in the open. But there is no best gadget. Use what suits your style.
They still call it atmosphere.
Now try to ignore the little jabs you may feel spit in the faces of original Bond fans, like the nerve to suggest Bond's favorite drink was coined by some random nobody instead of him.
What's this?
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
What's the difference?
Or that Bond would dare to drink a no sugar, no caffeine Coke. Why ignore this? Because there is some good. The devs have the balls to stand up to threatened individuals crying about sexualization, and they didn't shy away from including a woman with proportions that would make many dye their hair a lighter shade of pink. Jokes aside, this is Bond after all, and Bond is about gadgets, explosions, and seducing beautiful women. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't be excited for that level of testosterone, just like we don't tell women they can't have their domestic abuse sex books. Yes, we all know about them, they're top of the charts. So the devs need to be commended for not being manipulated into changing Bond too much.
Talk about a killer view.
Back to gameplay. When in melee against multiple opponents, you'll want to use everything you can. First, look for things in the environment to throw at your enemies to stagger them, then scan for opportunities to use your gadgets, all the while keeping aggressive on one opponent. Try to reduce their numbers quickly instead of spreading out the damage, as they will eventually overwhelm you. Sometimes it's better to dodge rather than parry to keep up the pressure. Grab often, like I mentioned, slam them into each other and walls, and keep moving. Brutes, an enemy type that's better in melee, will take you down in a few hits, so be careful. License to kill is only activated when they decide to shoot, and you'll start a lot of fights without a weapon on your person. What you'll want to do in that situation is isolate an enemy with a weapon, take them down quickly, and while doing so, spam the weapon pickup button. Bond will do a flourish and quickly kick the weapon up to his hand. You can then proceed to take out enemies with extreme prejudice.
Took you long enough. Did the little runt give you a run for your money?
Even better, whenever you can, look for the high ground of every combat arena. You get a lot of benefit from being up high more than many games. For one, it's harder for enemies to spot you so you can remain stealth for longer, but also it's easier for you to get off your gadgets and your headshots, as they're both typically blocked by cover. Also, if an enemy walks below you, you can commit to an aerial takedown, which is very easy to do by pressing the takedown button or by simply dropping on their heads. Also, look for a sniper rifle, which is often conveniently somewhere up high or on an enemy sniper up high, obviously. This way you can easily take out scores of enemies before they can get close enough to deal any meaningful damage to you. That being said, don't be fooled. Just like in the Bond movies, you don't always need to take out every enemy to continue forward. You have to keep some alive after all to listen to the epic Bond theme song as you drive away.
Don't worry, I'll take good care of her.
And that's everything. What do you think? More prepared for 007 First Light? Let me know below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, ciao friends.